A golf ball and a bowling ball bounce all the way to the moon and back.
Well, sit your goddamn ass down and let's talk about some fucking Mad Max.
Starting?
Yeah, we're starting right now. Get off your goddamn moon shoes, which you are literally wearing at this moment.
Move, JoJo.
Literal moon shoes.
Yes, they're from the moon.
They are from the moon.
Bought them from the Mooninites. Move, JoJo.
Flubber, bounce to the moon and back.
I would bounce it to the moon and back.
So hey, computer is fixed.
Yeah!
And everything's back to normal. And we just saw the Mad Max Fury Road.
Why are you talking all weird?
Because I'm putting on a goddamn radio voice, you fucking piece
Couple
of
of
shit.
good pals, eh?
Yeah, I'm talking to the fucking internet. All right, what were your fucking feelings on the goddamn movie?
Good. 9 out of 10.
All right, all right, I'm gonna preface this. I don't like movies, generally.
Preface number 2. What do you know about Mad Max before seeing the movie?
Let me get my spiel out. So, I don't generally like movies. I don't think they're a great way to tell a story.
It's actually make a good footrest.
So, going in, I don't care about movies. My favorite movie of the last, 5 years is Kingsman.
Respectable.
It's a good fucking movie. Really fucking fun. That's the type of movie I like. Dumb fucking action going. It's a good goddamn time. So, going in to Mad Max, I had the most hyped up fucking thing in the world.
Really?
Everyone is saying this is the greatest goddamn movie ever made.
Who said that?
Everyone on the goddamn... NeoGaf, Super Best Friends,
You can't trust that.
Super Best Friends Slack. Every goddamn person on the internet is telling me this is the end-all, be-all movie.
Well, you know that's not true.
I know it's not true, so I didn't take that going in. But it was in the back of my mind.
Pause for
So,
water.
what I know about Mad Max... Fucking nuclear apocalypse shit. Mad Max, Mel Gibson hates the Jews.
It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
It inspired, fucking everything. Goddamn
Fist of the North
Hokuto no
Star.
Ken. Fist of the North Star, yes.
Mad Max combined with... Wait,
Bruce
was
Lee.
that the one? Bruce Lee? Yeah,
Bruce Lee.
ta.
Wata! So, I was going in with only the knowledge of Fist of the North Star.
Hello, I'm Mad Max.
Hello, I like these fucking Jews.
The post-Jew wasteland.
So I knew, I know nothing about Mad Max. Even after seeing the movie, I don't know shit about goddamn Mad Max.
I knew that there was, post-apocalyptic wasteland shit and cars, and it was oh, gotta get the oil or the gasoline or something, and punk shit looking...
So, my feelings on Mad Max Fury Road. It's fucking fun. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good fucking movie. That was it. I don't get the immense hype. It was a fun movie. It was really fun.
Solid.
Really good action. People kept saying that there's, no plot in that movie. That's, a good 30%, which...
There's a plot in there.
People were hyping it up to be, 2 hours of action and then 10 minutes of plot.
No.
But it was
That's all I heard.
It was well, that's what I heard personally going in. There's a lot more plot than I thought and would have preferred.
I heard from one of the few posts I saw in the thread. I was skimming it to see whether or not we should go see it in 3D.
People kept telling me
Didn't
to
matter.
see it, so people have been hyping this movie up to me for a couple weeks.
All I heard was after seeing the trailer. Okay, remember we saw the trailer.
We saw the trailer and I said
And
it was
I was-
Pirates of the Caribbean on
You
sand.
were like, I don't fucking give a shit, and I was like, I didn't care because I was like, Mad Max, what? Some old movie.
All right, before you keep telling, I actively dislike post-apocalyptic, nuclear apocalypse, punk.
Are you
car
basing
shit.
it off of Fallout 4 and
Fallout and Hokuto no Ken? Those are aesthetics
Borderlands?
and Borderlands. Those are just aesthetics I don't care for. I like Fist of the North Star generally, but it's not an aesthetic I personally care for. So I was going in with a predisposition to not care for that style.
Well, okay. Anyways, we saw the trailer, and I didn't care, so I watched the whole thing. And normally, if I even think I'm gonna like a movie, I'll just not watch the trailer.
Yeah,
Because they spoil everything.
they spoil fucking everything. There's nothing to spoil in this movie.
If you have a goddamn brain, you will figure everything out watching a normal trailer.
Yeah.
So we saw the trailer, and you weren't even paying attention. So you didn't even care.
Yeah, I was so uninterested in the movie that I wasn't even fully watching the trailer. I was just like, look at this dumb bullshit. And then I saw a guy with a flaming guitar, and I was like, alright.
But I was watching all of it, and like every second went by, I was like, this looks good. This looks like some fun shit. And I was like, alright, we gotta see this. And you're like, you hand-waved me. And then
I hand-waved, alright. To be fair, I hand-waved like every movie.
You hand-waved me and said like, yeah, right, that whatever, that's not even happening.
Because I don't like watching movies. I'm not a movie fan.
And then afterward, I just kept hearing good things, not hype things. You were like you are right now, adjacent to the hype train.
I have seen so much goddamn hype. The NeoGAF hype train alone is crazy.
I've heard it was good. I heard that the men's rights were boycotting it.
Men's rights activists were boycotting this movie
because there's the character Mad Max played by Bane, Tom Hardy.
All right, quick off topic. If I didn't know that was goddamn Bane, I wouldn't have been able to tell.
He did have a little Bane-ness going on.
I could not have
talking. He was like doing that a little bit.
I would not have been able to tell.
I noticed it. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have figured out it was him. But I saw it, like, way before the credits, like, oh, Tom Hardy's in this. And Charlize Theron plays Furiosa, who
Mr. F!
I knew she was in the movie when, sometime after that, I saw her on a poster for Mad Max, and I was like, oh, she's in this? And actually, like someone also said, both their names show up in the very beginning of, like, bam, here are their names the characters are playing, at the same time, so, like, they're on even footing. Her name might actually be a little higher up. I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I heard good things. I also heard someone said that there was the great action scenes, and there's the plot scenes, which is like 10 minutes at a time of just waiting for the action scenes to kick back in. That's
the plot scenes for me, because I watched the first half of this movie drunk, and whenever I drink, I have to pee a lot. So those those talking scenes, that was piss break. Piss break, piss break, piss break. Piss break.
Yeah, and then the plot scenes, I'm not saying they're bad.
No!
I was there for the action. Plot was alright. Whatever.
Yeah. Plot was like...
Can't even complain about
Plot was like a 5. I don't give a fuck.
It was there.
It was okay.
You could take it out, and you'd probably fine. Leave it in.
The plot was 3 things. Leave the place.
Well, spoilers. Are we spoiling it? Is it a spoiler cast?
You know what? This isn't a spoiler cast. There's no goddamn plot to spoil. Leave the place. Get away from the place.
That third one might be a spoiler, though.
Alright. We're not going to say the third one, but those are the first 2.
And resolve the problem.
There is one more port to this plot.
It's not a big deal, but if you want to go in not knowing anything...
I'm pretty sure most people... This week's like a month old. This movie's like a month old.
Really? Didn't it just come out?
It came out like a couple weeks ago. Or a few weeks. I think like 3 weeks.
Whatever.
What the fuck ever. Either way, most people probably
this is officially a spoiler cast now.
Alright, third thing, go back to the place.
Which, when you think about it, that's really what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Because they get out there, what then? There is no place, spoiler, there's no place to go, they passed it. And I was actually thinking, in the beginning, okay, they go on a high-speed chase away from this place, so what's going to happen there? Like, the politics, the economy...
They're going to go somewhere,
Just them being away from the place, what's going to happen to the place? Is everything going to be fixed? And then, no, they're going to go back there and fix shit.
So, like, I have a couple problems with the plot. Like, the plot is irrelevant.
The generic go back to the place?
But no. The plot is irrelevant. So my problems with the plot, irrelevant to the fact that I really enjoyed the action in this movie. The action was fucking stellar. It was really fun.
Interstellar.
It was very good. I really enjoyed the action. But first problem, why the fuck is this guy in charge?
Who?
The fat guy, who can't breathe on his own.
Come on, that shit always happens.
I know, but like, see, I'm used to Fist of the North Star, where the people who are in charge...
The biggest, most powerful dude.
The person in charge is clearly the person in charge. Fucking Bao is a goddamn, like, 10-foot tall guy riding on a literal giant horse.
Who?
Bao, like the final villain of Fist of the North Star. He is a goddamn monster. You see this guy in a group of people, that guy's the leader.
Why?
I see this fat guy who's balding with white hair, needing a breathing mechanism and armor. Why is anyone following him?
Well, you could kill the Shredder, right?
Yeah, but the Shredder's a really tough guy. This guy's a fat guy who can't breathe on his own.
Look at him, you can fucking shoot the Shredder.
Still!
He's a guy.
But Shredder is a really tough, super important guy. He's a fat guy who can't breathe on his own.
Well, think about it. Let's take a trip to the White House. Try to pick out the most important guy there based on looks alone.
But here's the thing. We have politics. We have a whole system set up to choose the best leader possible.
Okay,
this is the wasteland!
Here's a better example. Similar to the wasteland, North Korea. Who's in charge?
Politics. See, no.
Who's in charge?
Alright, Kim Jong-un. Whatever. But, like, this is the post-apocalypse. This is a wasteland. The strong survive and the weak die. This guy can't breathe on his own.
I would say he's pretty strong and like his driving skills are pretty good, and he just.
But he didn't really present any strong driving skills.
Most vicious guy.
He got killed in like 2 seconds.
Well, yeah, because they actually like got up close. But think about it, like, well, what about all the stuff he did before that point? He wasn't always like having breathing problems or something.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Is like the plot. Again, plot is irrelevant here. Really enjoyable movie.
He's got a bunch of psychos. Remember the psychos in Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of them as followers, so they'll do whatever he says.
But, like, the bad guys are supposed to follow the strength.
It's brutal.
He's, like, nothing that is presented in the movie, in the self-contained, like, 2 hours, 20 minutes that the movie was, showed him being anything worthwhile.
He's pretty brutal, man.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, think about everything, like the whole setup. That was probably all him.
But like all the other guys are stronger than him.
Well,
this is the wasteland with psychos.
It's kind of nitpicking. Yeah, psychos.
The strongest person leaves the craziest.
Who's the craziest? Who the craziest leads the crazy?
All right, no. I would be the leader of all these fuckers if that was true.
No.
But strength leads in the post-apocalypse. Fist of the North Star taught me that.
Well, if you're going by Fist of the North Star, yes, Mad Max doesn't live up to the Fist of the North Star strength scaling name.
It does not.
Therefore, 0 out of 10, worst movie ever, don't see.
Alright, second problem with the plot. Why the fuck they follow him all the way out there?
Who?
The bad guys.
What do you mean?
Why'd they follow him for like 3 goddamn days?
They took his women.
But there were other women.
No. Those were his women. Did you miss that part?
No, I saw it.
No, but what he said. Remember what he said?
What did he say?
About the women.
What did he say?
Were you not in there?
Remind me what he said!
Those are my women, the most prized breeding stock. Do you see all the other women there?
Yeah, they were ugly. But alright, here's...
Oh, really?
Here's
so
the
you're
thing.
saying the most attractive women in the area, like, conceivably ever...
Here's my problem,
he has
though.
them, and he wants
Here's my problem,
his
though.
property.
Everyone else got on board with chasing these people for like a goddamn week through the desert, leaving their whole place
crazy.
unguarded.
Hello, we going east now. Alright!
At the whims of this fucking fat guy who can't breathe on his own. It goes back to why are they following him? It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Why would you follow a man if you need to help him put on armor?
Why would I follow fucking anyone who looks like that guy? But again, it's all irrelevant.
Wake up your mom, dude.
She doesn't sleep. She has insomnia like me. It's all irrelevant because the action was really good.
I still think you're nitpicking about the plot.
I
It's a
nitpick
very minor issue.
I nitpick every plot. That's just what I do. I'm a writer.
My suspension of disbelief is bubbling out of the top of my pants.
No, it's
complain about it.
Those didn't really get in the way of me enjoying it because, like I said,
Really grinds your gears.
the plot is irrelevant. But it's like, well, they could have done a better job of explaining these couple of points.
But they did.
They really didn't.
The women, they explained that for sure. Like, there's no getting around the fact that.
But they didn't explain why everybody is following this guy.
What's his motivation? What drives him?
No. Not what drives him.
I think.
No. Wait.
Furiosa.
Wait. What drives everyone else?
Gasoline.
No. What drives everyone else to follow him?
What drives everyone else for anything, really?
But, like...
I think you've hit the core here. When you go in depth, every single character, we need to evaluate their motivations.
Story.
Why is Max so mad?
You know, they had one line where they said, I thought you weren't insane anymore.
Who?
One girl said that at
Who?
one point to Max.
Which one?
The blonde one, I think.
Wait, so she knew him?
I don't know.
I don't remember that line.
She said, I thought you weren't insane anymore. And that's what I took of like, this isn't Mad Max. This is just Max.
What?
I don't fucking
I think you're bullshitting.
No, she
You're so
literally
bullshit.
said, I thought you weren't insane anymore. I have no goddamn clue what it's in relation to.
I don't remember that part at all.
But they could have done a better job setting up the villain. That's my only real point. They could have done a better job setting him up as a proper villain. I'm not saying he wasn't villainous, and I'm not saying it detracts from the movie, but for me personally, they could have done a better job to present him as an imposing and powerful person that could lead all of these people.
I'll wait for the Siskel and Ebert review.
So my opinion is not worth respecting. It's not even worth accepting as somewhat reasonable.
I don't know, you're getting up on a high horse here about it. It's a little... You're taking it almost too seriously.
But no, see, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
kind of silly, kind of
It
crazy
doesn't
bad
detract
guy.
from the movie. It doesn't
Just-
detract.
Who cares? He's a bad guy.
That's what I'm
Alright.
saying. It doesn't matter. But
Why is Danny DeVito so mean in Space Jam? Why does he want to capture Michael Jordan?
so he can put...
I get he wants money, space dollars.
He needs space
Why?
dollars to run Moron Mountain and get it up higher into the
Why
echelon.
would they follow him?
Because he has money!
But they could get money on their own.
No, but he already has it, and he's
Money
paying
doesn't
them!
matter. They're the Monstars.
Yeah, and he made them the Monstars with his money! What did the fucking fat guy do? Nothing!
Newman?
What did he do?
He actually showed that not just the tunes could...
No, I'm
also
talking about
oblige
Mad
them.
Max.
What?
What did the fat guy in Mad Max do?
Which one?
The main villain!
He's the most brutal dude. He gave the orders.
But what did he do to deserve that position?
Why would you follow a general?
Because he earned that position?
There you go. He probably did something to earn that position. Anytime you watch a military movie,
Alright.
do you always question everything that general did to get to where he is?
You know what? Alright. You're going to need to stay quiet for a second. Because do you know why I don't question why a general is in that position? Because the government and the military is set up to promote people who do their job well. So,
But we know...
I said quiet. Let me talk.
Alright.
It rewards people who do their job well and follow the rules and play the game.
Huh.
Play the game of the military's hierarchy. We know someone in the military played the game, followed the rules, did everything right to get his position. The point of the wasteland over here on the side, society has broken down. Rules are gone. The strong survive and the weak die. The guy in charge here has given us no reason to believe that he is strong, intelligent, ruthless, or important in any way other than that he is already in charge.
Wait a second. He actually did show several of those things.
What?
He's already pretty strong for a guy like his
Who
size,
can't breathe
age,
on his own,
whatever.
has to wear terrible
Yeah.
armor put on by other people,
He is
who is
pretty-
in terrible shape,
He is pretty fucking...
and is old.
He is pretty fucking smart because... Well, the old thing doesn't really apply because he had power up until that point. So that just means, like, well, why doesn't someone overthrow him at this point? But regardless of that, he is pretty smart because, remember, it was his whole plan to drill down in the water and, like, he controls the water, so...
They never said it was his plan.
Well, that's... He took control of that. That's his deal.
But that doesn't mean that was his plan. They just said
It doesn't matter.
he pumps it from the middle of the earth or wherever.
He's smart enough to run that operation.
That is not good logic. At all.
What? Smart enough to run that whole water operation?
He's smart enough
Make
to
him
just
smart?
say he's in charge. That's the entirety of
He
it.
was smart enough to get to that point where he is in charge.
But they
So
don't
you go from there.
But what I'm saying is they don't show us that he's actually that smart. They just say he is.
But
It's
he's-
saying and not showing. Telling,
But
not
they
showing.
started off... Here's where we go at the start of the movie. This guy's in charge. Do they need to say why he's in charge, or can we just come in, here's the situation.
They don't
this
need
guy's
to
in charge?
say it explicitly, but it I don't know, Again,
sounds like you're just asking for more.
I need to reiterate this again and again.
You don't believe it, and you want more proof.
It does not matter. All of what we're talking about right now does not matter. You should see this movie. It's fucking fun.
I believe it. You don't. Let's move on to the next topic.
But, let me finish.
Good
The Wasteland
like
is
the
based
guitars.
around the strong surviving and the weak dying. That's all I'm saying. He seemed weak. He should not be in charge.
He seemed weak to you, but
He
I guess
seemed
in the
weak.
Wasteland, maybe he did something.
He seemed weak in relation to everyone else, and the movie, as it is, did not do a great job presenting him as strong.
What about
so
the weak
just
people
seeing
who
it
did survive?
as a contained story, he is not a very good villain.
What about the weak people in the movie we did see survive?
They had strong people helping them.
No, that they didn't have strong people helping them in those times.
Who?
Like anyone who bested someone in some way.
What do you mean?
Like literally what I just said.
Like
oh no, weak character, strong guy, and then like they're like, here, I'll do something, I got him. Like towards the end where the bad guy was gonna get someone, and then the weaker guy was like, hey, I'm driving this fucking truck, I don't think so.
yeah, he crashed the car.
No, not when he crashed the car, like before that. When he's just like, put on brakes.
Yeah, like, it's not that weaker people can't beat strong people. That's not what I'm saying.
So that guy could beat someone stronger than him.
Yeah.
Maybe he frequently does that. Maybe he frequently does something of, oh, I am in a position of power, so I'm just gonna fucking use that and stomp anyone who is physically stronger than me.
You know what?
You know?
You know what they could
It
not.
happens in real life all the time.
I know. I'm saying it is possible. All of your
But
explanations
it's
are
not
possible.
plausible.
No, all of your explanations are plausible. They're all 100% plausible. The movie didn't take even 5 seconds to just
To reassert that?
to show that. There's nothing in the movie to back up what you're saying, other than, yeah, that's plausible. That's
happen.
definitely plausible. Could happen. The
fact
movie
that
doesn't
it's-
actually back it up.
The fact that it's not relevant to the movie being good, I think that's testament to, like, who fucking cares?
I know, but we're talking about it right now. So
No,
the
that's,
point of
that's
talking
what
about
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The point is, there is no point in talking about it because it's so irrelevant. If it was more relevant, maybe we should really have an in-depth conversation about
we have spent
how
the
I
last
can't
10
trust
minutes
this.
talking about
I
this.
don't buy this guy.
We spent the last 10 minutes literally doing that.
We're just going back and forth between, you say you don't buy this guy, they didn't show enough. I say I buy it, they did show enough, and
They didn't.
that's pretty much just what we're going to be doing. You're
All
gonna
right,
say they
moving
did.
on.
I'm going to say they did.
Moving on!
Topic number 2.
What's topic?
Furiosa.
She was hot.
Well, I wasn't even going to say anything to that, but I will say she wasn't about being hot.
No, but
She's-
she was.
She is the strongest female character in any movie ever.
What about
No.
Yoko in Gurren Lagann Head?
Is she about being sexy?
No.
That was a weird no.
No.
Hmm.
She piloted a
You're gonna
Tengen
flash
Toppa.
a picture of Yoko on the screen.
Yes, I am.
And like,
And
what's,
her mech
what's the
that was
num-
a Tengen Toppa fused with Nia!
What's Yoko's number one quality?
Her gun. Her sniper skills.
Hot fucking girl.
Sniper
Wearing
skills.
those skimpy little pants.
Sniper
Showing them
skills.
boobies.
Sniper skills.
Furiosa was the most capable and the best character in the movie. Mad Max, why don't they just call it Furiosa Road?
Yeah, Furiosa was the main character.
Yeah.
Mad Max happened to be there.
That's really nice. I like that because he wasn't. They didn't kind of like do like, oh, she's strong, but like, oh, she needs help all the time or romance. You know when he helped her? That one time at the end when she needed a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Guess what? He does happen to be a blood donor, so came in handy. Rest of the movie, he's directly playing support.
Yeah.
He wasn't entirely competent either. He got lucky.
So hey, you know what? You fucking hate men. You think women are as incompetent as
Yes,
men?
I'm anti-men.
You goddamn piece of shit betraying your own gender.
Turns
the fuck
out
is wrong with
I
you,
never
man?
had a dick
you
the
think
whole time.
women? You
Pulled
think
it off
women
as a
can
vagina
do what
underneath.
men do?
Yes.
That's bullshit.
I bought Charlize Theron as the badass.
For the record, I'm making fun of men's right activists.
Remember? Yeah, they get it. Remember?
I'm so alright. This is YouTube.
Okay.
You cannot be
explain it.
explicit enough.
Explain it. Give a brief summary.
men's rights activists were very upset that Charlize Theron was presented as competent as a man in that movie. Physically, mentally, and mechanically.
Yeah.
That's the entirety of
They
it.
called for a boycott.
They boycotted the movie. Feminist Frequency was also upset that women were taken as slaves.
What?
Yep.
That's the point of the movie.
Yep.
Point of the movie is
Yep.
saying, like, fuck slavery, fuck that shit. These are the bad guys. Let's get out of here.
It's almost as though Feminist Frequency is based around getting clicks.
Hey, remember the fight scene with Furiosa and Max?
Yeah? That's bullshit. No woman could physically best a man.
Dude, I was thinking about it, and, like, what's great about that is, you know, it's like tit for tat most of the way.
Yeah.
She's very capable. You know, the only reason she didn't beat him, like outright?
Because that other guy.
No.
What?
I would say the other guy and the women. You can make an argument for the women, like oh, they're weak, but like they were trapped in in that room, whatever. So those girls and that one guy kind of cancel each other out. So it's mostly Furiosa and Max going at it, and they're pretty even footing. Only reason she didn't beat him is because she had one arm at the time.
Yeah.
Because she has a robot arm. Her arm's like missing from the elbow down.
Yeah.
And she didn't have an arm at the time. She physically held her own in a fight with Max.
Yeah.
Which, she's the better character.
Yeah.
Not
real quick, I need more fucking water. My throat is so goddamn dry.
Like, she's cool, she's a better character. That's not to say Max is bad. It's just, if you really think about it, they didn't really go too into Max's character. Kind of like he's there, there's room for a sequel, maybe they go into it later. Or who gives a shit? Furiosa Road. Hashtag Furiosa Road.
You just ran out of things to say?
No, I was waiting for you to get back.
I said to keep talking while I was
I don't want to keep talking about Furiosa. We go on all day. And I liked how she was strong, but like, yeah, they didn't do like a romance angle.
Yeah.
Like when he's giving her the blood, it's like he could easily kiss her right then, which wouldn't make any fucking sense.
No. Like when they were close together head to head, I was like, are they gonna fucking kiss? And then they didn't, and I was like, all right.
I hate having to applaud someone not shoehorning romance into a movie like that.
Applauding not forcing romance into every situation.
That's
good job.
We're in the day and age where you have to applaud someone for not fucking something up. Goddamn news headlines every day. But what else were you saying about something?
So going into this movie with no knowledge of the previous Mad Max movies, I don't fucking know who Max is.
He's a guy. I thought he would be more capable.
I know, he's
Apparently
just
not.
a fucking guy! Like...
Some shit happened or something?
People don't even know his name for 90% of the movie!
My name's Max.
My name's Max. And it's like...
I feel like he was dubbed a lot of the time, too.
Yeah. It's like, you didn't sound gravelly enough, so we're gonna redo
You know what?
it.
You sounded too gravelly. We need you to make it clear.
We need a good middle area here.
Didn't you learn anything from Dark Knight Rises, Mr. Hardy?
Mad Max rises.
No one knows what you're saying.
The desert rises.
The water. Give me the water. I remember one scene.
You merely adopted the desert. I was born in it.
The only
Molded by it.
from Mad Max I've seen, one of the originals, I don't remember which one, it was, I think it was the end, and like a bullet hit a tanker that someone was chasing or something, and it was just like red sand pouring out of the tanker. And I knew of like, oh, gasoline's rare in this world or something. I was a kid at the time. And then so I was like, is that a twist? The cars run on sand or dirt? Then that didn't, I don't think that was the case.
Alright, so we were about to talk about it a little while ago. Guitar guy.
It's cool.
Did you understand what his point was?
Tying in the music to the world.
No. What his role was in universe.
Oh, morale boosting?
He was the hype man. He was the little drummer boy.
It's a big guitar guy.
And like, alright, so listening to the Super Best Friend cast, they talked about in-depth lore and shit.
Little drummer boy, that's wrong. He was the trumpeter dude.
Whatever, he was trumpeter, he was the hype man. But his story, like, every background character has a goddamn in-depth story.
In the movie?
All the background characters in the movie have background story. So I'm sure they explain why the main villain is a main villain and why he's in charge in, like, some comic or side story thing, because there is a canon comic that is going right now that explains a lot of the backstory. I only heard about the little drummer boy guy, the guitar man, and he's the only person who knows what music is anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and that guitar is, like, the only guitar left in the world. And he's the only one who knows how to play it. And he's wearing a mask of his mother's face.
Jesus.
Playing music in a onesie. And it's fucking rad.
See, I thought he was, like, had his face covered because he was, like, blind or something.
He cut his eyes out.
And I couldn't tell if he was, like, chained there or just supported there.
No, he just cut his eyes out.
No. If he was chained to the car, no. Or if it was just supports.
He's just supports.
So he was there on, like, voluntarily.
Yeah.
Just wondering about that.
He is blind, but by his own choice. But he's fucking crazy.
You could also see on the human-powered lift machine, you know, with, like, the stair stepper people were doing.
Yeah.
Looked like they were chained to that.
Yeah. Those people look like slaves.
Another use of, there was plenty of slavery in the movie. And it's just like, I'm not complaining about the use of it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying slavery's bad. Every
in
time
universe,
I see
it's
that,
like, those bad guys!
I just want to crack those chains. People being harnessed for stuff.
Yeah.
Bad people do that.
Hey, man. Slavery. I don't prefer it.
Slavery's bad.
You know what? Let's solve 1,000 years of racism. Don't do it.
It's not a solution to the past.
We solved it, though.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
We solved the Holocaust, too.
Yep. That retroactively did not happen because SkullKidz Mad Max review.
I don't know, those Jews plant all that evidence.
I know. Framing the poor Germans with all of their bullshit evidence, like, goddamn, poor Hitler has been smeared in history.
Like a shit stain on his upper lip.
Poor guy. My heart goes out to you, Adolf. Rest in peace.
Sarcastic Holocaust jokes aside, slavery is bad.
All these jokes aside, Mad Max is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to buy it digitally just because, that was another thing. I felt like we saw it in Theater 2. There's seven picture rooms.
Alright, we saw it at Regal Cinemas in Albany, Oregon.
A town of like 50,000 people.
It's a small town with a small city.
That's our only major theater. We've got like a little tiny one somewhere else.
That only plays like old movies that are like out of Regal
sometimes
Cinemas.
TV shows. They play Walking Dead there sometimes.
Yeah, whatever. That place doesn't really count.
Anyways, the main theater of the, like, I think, 7 that are in the theater, main one to see is Theater 3. That's when you walk in, it's the first one you see. It's right there. They got, like, I think the best screen in there.
Yeah.
Theater number 2 is, when you're going in there, take a left. Theater 1 and 2 are right on the left. You're
giving directions to people who will literally never go to this theater.
I don't know why I'm going so detailed. Okay, anyways.
Alright, you walk in, you take a right, and then you go down a hallway, take a left. At the left, you take another left. That door, you open that door, you walk inside. Then you see a row of seats. You walk down the hallway.
Gun to your head.
You pick a seat. Then you pick whatever seat.
Persona
you
out.
want to aim for like the middle ground. There's usually like a wheelchair ramp right there. You want to pick one right around there so you can tell where you are when you go back to the bathroom. Which is if you get up from your seat in the middle, go down to the hallway, take a left, go down the hallway, open the door, back out the hallway, right down the hallway, right again, through the lobby, into the bathroom, open the door. There's 3 urinals and then 2 stalls right there. You want to usually go for a urinal because you don't want to take up one of the stalls. And then you do your bathroom stuff if you're just going pee. If you're going to the pooper, you know.
Alright, now that you're done with your rant, I shall
So then you know. Alright, I'm done with my rant.
I shall continue.
That joke did go on for a while.
That was pretty bad. You might want to edit that out.
I'm not gonna.
Anyways.
Let's make this more even.
They have like a shittier screen in there, so
It's pretty bad.
while we were watching, it seems dimmer, seems a little like out of focus. There were like the movie was it 16:9, I think.
Yeah.
Seemed like standard widescreen. Letterboxing,
Yeah.
letterboxing over it.
This theater is so shitty, they can't even support 16:9 movies.
They can. It's just I think it's just the screen size. They make it bigger, but the screen is that shape.
Yeah.
So they just make it smaller. So there you go, letterboxing. I don't know. It's not the best. It's not the best one to see it in.
It's a bad theater.
I wanted to go to maybe Salem and maybe see it in 3D.
I wanted to see it in D-Box, IMAX.
Well, I want an IMAX. So I don't know if they had a D-Box.
I don't think we have D-Boxes in Oregon.
I searched for IMAX, so they didn't have any.
I have never heard of a D-Box in all of Oregon. Like, I've looked.
But
maybe Portland.
There were no IMAX showings.
Where even is an IMAX theater in
Portland.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about living in
I
Oregon.
think there might be one in Salem.
Everything about living in Oregon is you don't get the good shit that's everywhere else in the U.S.
I think it's also like if in like the first week they'll do it, and then if it's not like a super popular movie, they'll like say fuck it, let's get something else in there. I remember they did that with what was it? It was the Avengers or Indiana Jones or some shit that IMAX 3D, and then some other movie that everyone else liked came out, and they just shoved that shit to the side.
Yeah. All right, so I think we've pretty much run out of most of what to talk about.
It's a good movie.
What other movies have we seen this year?
Avengers 2.
Kingsman, Avengers 2.
Poltergeist.
I did not
saw
see
that
Poltergeist.
with my girlfriend.
How would you rank this compared to the other movies you've seen this year?
As a comic book fan, there were a lot of things I enjoyed in Avengers 2. As a general movie, Mad Max is pretty dark. They're kind of like, it depends on what you're in the mood to see. I'd put them around the same. As in quality, I would say Mad Max. Just because it's like everything's pretty top notch.
Yeah. So for me personally, Kingsman, as I said at the beginning, one of my favorite movies in a long time. Like, but that's personally for me. For the things that I am personally into, that movie is tops.
I also think Kingsman was really good. But same as with the Avengers, it's just a matter of tone.
Yeah, it's a matter of what you're into.
The tones.
But which would you rather watch again down the line?
Both of them. That's what I'm saying, though. It's
if
not like
you had to choose between one or the other, which did you enjoy more?
No, I'm saying that also depends on the tone of the movie. Not just like, oh, I normally prefer like horror movies or whatever. No, like, do I want to see a movie that's like generally like, yeah, or a movie that's like everything shit all the time, and that's
all right.
I would recommend the one that's like, yeah.
Which did you personally have more enjoyment seeing?
I think Kingsman had a bunch more, like, explicit hype moments. Like, the high points were, like, the highest. Mad Max was more general entertainment all around.
I think...
Because it kind of kept it going.
Mad Max has better pacing.
Yeah, Kingsman had a bit of a flat point in the middle.
Mad Max has better pacing with its good shit. But the good shit in Kingsman is, like, twice as good as the good shit in Mad Max. To me, personally.
There were points in Mad Max where I was just, like, open mouth, like... just, like, a whole scene, just watching it in anticipation.
And, like, most of it was practical effects, which is really commendable.
I don't know about that. You said there was, like half an hour of the movie, you're like, there's been 2 CG effects in this movie.
And then there was, like, huge CG effects. But, like, all the actual shit happening is mostly practical.
That cliff scene, that was 100% legit.
All, like, the stuff with the cars is mostly legit. Like, that guitar, that was an actual guitar. That shot actual flames.
Okay. That seems, like, doable.
And the guy who played it is, like, some Norwegian musician guy. He's like, this is the worst guitar I've ever played, but it does shoot flames. So that's pretty cool.
Why was it bad?
It was just like a really shitty guitar. I don't know. So, final rating?
Fat fucker.
You said 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'd give it about an 8. This is pretty good. Pretty good movie. I would rather watch that again than most movies.
What scale is that on?
Out of 10. No,
like, 8 out of 10 is generally like...
Kingsman is a 9.
That's a good movie.
No. An 8... Alright. This is an offshoot completely.
5, see it or don't.
The rating system is fucking broken.
It's heavy-ended on the... or
Everything
on
is
the
either
ends.
8, 9, or 10 now. At the point where 7 is bad...
8 liked it. 9 loved it. 10, gotta see it.
8 on the scale is a great. It is a great movie. 7 is pretty good. 6 is good. 5 is completely in the middle. Whatever, good or bad, it's alright. 4, didn't really like it. 3, fuck that movie. 2, that's a piece of shit. 1, that's the worst movie I've ever seen.
But then there's a lot of, if it's not good, it's bad. A lot of people feel like that. Like, I kind of feel like I've gotten a little old, so if I don't want to eat something, I don't like it.
Fuck it. But at the point where people get upset at giving something an 8, fuck you. 8 is a great.
Yeah, what are these, game reviews?
That's what it is. Mad Max is an 8. It's a great movie. I had a ton of fun. It's not perfect.
I would say 9, because it's like...
For me personally, it's a great movie. It's not fucking perfect.
You say that like it's a bad thing, though.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. People are saying that an 8, a great. It's a great movie.
It's just the way you say it. It's like, it's good, but it's not perfect. Like, it's got some major issues.
But no, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't.
But then what would make it perfect?
I don't think it...
Because...
I don't think it can or has to be perfect.
Is it that you had a problem... There were problems with it that held it back from it being really good? Or you just didn't enjoy it enough to give it a 9 or 10?
I didn't enjoy it enough to give it that. That's why I said
right.
it's a personal rating.
It's not perfect implies like some sort of like major problem.
Alright. I will rephrase that. Like I said, for me, it is a great movie. But it's not... catered enough to my interests to give it a 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. For someone who has an active dislike...
For American.
Not even that.
Western.
Not even Western or American or movies. For the nuclear apocalypse scenario. I have an active disdain for that setting and aesthetic.
Yeah, I don't really care for it most of the time.
But it was really good here.
Yeah.
It was really fun. And I really enjoyed it in this movie.
My major problem with it's either, like in Borderlands 2, boring.
Fuck Borderlands.
Where was the dubstep that was played in the ads? Not in the Slaughterdome.
Nope.
They had dubstep in there, but it was bad. It's either boring or, like it was in Mad Max, it's a real downer. It's a bad time.
You don't want to be in this apocalypse.
And it's like, look at all these like gross dudes. Like, I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And that's for me what keeps it from being a 10 is just the like, the tone.
Yeah.
The tone is like not something I would agree with most of the time.
For me personally, oh wait, what was the other movie? Fury 7. How would you rate it against that?
No, I'm on the spot. I'm trying to think of what happened in the spoiler.
Alright, spoilers for Furious 7, there's one fucking thing.
No, I was actually talking about the spoiler part, the scene with the spoiler.
There's one fucking scene in Furious 7 that makes it a better fucking movie than Mad Max. And that's where The Rock flexes a cast off of his arm. Time to go to work!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! That's a movie!
But what's worse, slow parts in Mad Max or the slow parts in Furious 7?
Slow parts in Furious 7.
Because you're so much hype on the action that anything getting in the way is worse.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm completely irrational about this. I'm a fanboy for Fast and Furious. I don't give a shit. Paul Walker drove off to heaven. That's the best movie ever made. Fast and Furious 6 is better though.
Jeez. You say that this is the greatest movie ever made too much.
I say this is the greatest movie
ever made. You said it while we were watching Mad Max.
I kind of have that as a running joke of every movie I somewhat enjoy is the greatest movie ever made. Riccio is the greatest movie ever made. The Protector, greatest movie ever made.
I would say Riccio is the greatest manga adaptation.
It really is. And you know what? That's not even ironically. That's the best manga adaptation.
That character was a woman though, and I called it.
Whatever.
You were like, that's a man. So a man. It's a woman.
That's just because I wanted to fuck her.
Ah, it's a reveal in the past.
Yeah. All right. Good movie. Fuck it!